So tell me, sir, what inspired the name Inkaba?
As you know, of course, Ingaba is the naval in the Nguni language, which is Xhosa, Zulu, Swati, Ndebele, and all the Nguni languages. It's the origin, it's the life giver. Ingaba is the beginning. It is where the whole thing starts. It started with a feud or a conflict between this family and this family. It now breeds and spreads to the entire community. It is also the source of great pride when the baby is in the belly of the mother, in the womb. It is given life through the blood that comes through Ingaba. So that's what inspired us all when we came around to debate what do we call this thing. We moved from pride and desire, and we ended up with Ingaba because we felt an African name, like to popularize, like we did with Ubuntu. Now, Nigeria, Ghana, West Africa, everybody talks about Ubuntu, the South African concept. So we hope, and when we talk about origin, the beginning, the journey, the story of an individual, the story of a family, we will use Ingaba.
So what would you say makes Inkaba different from the other dramas that are currently on TV at the moment?
Ingaba is a telenovela, very, very popular in South America, South Asia, especially in Japan. It is a one story. It has a beginning, an end, a middle, and an ending. It starts, and you just break it down in episodes, but the final episode completes the story. It is not open-ended. It tells an incredible story of maybe rag to riches, or from conflict to love and to unity, from animosity to reconciliation. That's what the telenovela, and that's what Ingaba sets itself above, because you will not miss an episode, because then you won't know how did they get to this position, because that's what the story goes like that. And each character is developing a life and starting a journey on its own, which will culminate in the climax in the end. Ordinarily, South African soapies are very aspirational, very placed in a world which is not in Soweto, not in Katlehong, not in El Dorado, not in Khayelitsha, not in the suburbs. It's a place where they are. And even when you look at the setting itself, it's about just people in a place somewhere, but somehow South Africa. Inkaba is a South African product using South African actors, and of course taking into consideration we're part of Africa, therefore it will be continental in a sense. It will take into consideration what's happening in the continent. We might even have artists from the continent participating in Ingaba. And that's what sets it apart from what we've seen so far. And of course, it's got me.
Okay. In that point, can you please tell us about your character in the telenovela?
Oh, now, because we were part of creating all the characters, so we're going to say to you, watch this space. Because watch this space when we reveal, who are the characters. I can just say, yes, there is a character in the telenovela which I play, and if I said to you, there is the families, heads of families still continuing the fight. I'm the head of one of the families.
Okay. So, as the actor and also the executive producer, how do you balance wearing the two hats as an actor and a producer on set?
Well, it's very easy, really, just discipline and professionalism. When you write and you develop and pre-production and do all the work, the casting, the supervising of everything, looking through scripts, and those things are sort of passed by the script writers under the wonderful talent of Portia Gumede and Julie Barker, who are working with the text, with the scripts, and we all read and we all give our comment, and then we say that goes. When we look at who's the actor, we discuss and we say that goes. Production as a whole. And then, when I am on set, Dr. Khanyi does not exist. John Khanyi, the actor, is on set. He takes orders from the director.
Okay, so tell me, you guys are gonna be this Zanti Magic will be showing the show. What do you think of Zanti Channel as a channel in South Africa at the moment?
This Zanzi Magic Channel has been a phenomenon. Within no time, it celebrated a year, and already it has been the talk of the town, the talk of the cultural scene, the explosion of Uli Roberts' headlines, the honoring of South African icons, the showing of South African classic movies, the music that is there, the games, the reality shows that are there, that in one year, this channel under Dibone and has become the South African platform to exhibit and showcase the great talent of South Africa and of African people, including in the diaspora, because Mzansi Magic also celebrates the work of Africans outside the continent. In America, for instance, the African Americans, Africans in England, Africans in Europe. So it has become really an incredible showpiece. It's a flagship for the television industry, and especially Mnet and DSTV.
Okay, so along with acting, you're also popular on stage. So do you prefer television or stage acting, and why?
Theater is my first love. I write plays, I act in plays, I direct plays, and to stand on stage and have an audience almost 2 meters away from you, which you engage and you can feel them moving with you and appreciate. And at the end of the performance, and when you stand there and you bow your head, and 600 people in the audience stand up and give you a standing ovation of about 2 to 3 minutes, what can beat that? Television and films, fantastic. They just pay more, which means they keep me and the family going. They're beautiful because they're shown all over the world. They make me popular and they make me a famous actor. But I do it because I diversify, so to speak. I can do anything. But my first love is the stage, and and writing is also wonderful for me. I mean, that's what I love about this Ingaba, is that I am also involved in the creative process. So that in the order, it would be the stage and film and television.
Okay. So what do you hope the viewers take away from this story?
The story really is the artist output. The viewer takes away what they feel is relevant and touching to them as individuals. When someone says, what's happening in this particular episode, they're telling my story. I am the one who has gone through that. Even when there's a conflict of ideas where someone would say it doesn't happen like that, we have provoked an interaction between us and the audience. We hope the audience will get the opportunity to see the mature actors that are in the series and the new generation of actors that's coming through, and would enjoy them and their work and their performances, and take from it a pride of, when we talk about being a South African, being an African, that's what we mean.
Okay. Lastly, what 3 tips would you give people who are looking to get involved in the TV and film industry?
Of course, anybody. If you have a dream as a young person, you want to become an architect, you want to become a doctor, you want to become a teacher, a social worker, a lawyer, it will only happen if you are passionate, committed, and it's the only thing you want. television and film and stage, I mean, the entertainment industry is very huge in South Africa and very, very broad. It is not as structured as other industries, so the entry point can be very difficult. You know, if you graduate as a lawyer, you do your internship and your articles under another firm, and then you practice, you get your license. It's very difficult to come out of university, or you have a talent from Katlehong or Lady Smith, and you have to come to Joburg or to anywhere where this industry is taking place. It's very difficult to come in, but perseverance and absolute dedication and being aggressive, a little bit aggressive about what you want, about that you know you can make a contribution. I used to say when I was young and I would watch a movie and I would say, I would have done better in that role. I would have been brilliant in that role. Because it's that kind of arrogance which is positive confidence. And when the opportunity comes, don't mess around with it. Because the door in this industry opens once. If you mess it up, that door closes because you're as good as the nonsense you did being the last production we saw you. People work with you again because you were brilliant, you were dedicated, on time, and in place, and committed. Then they'll work with you again. Many people in this industry, they come in, and suddenly they become too big for the industry. And as soon as there's an opportunity to finish that work, producers, directors, writers feel, look, we want to work in an environment that is happy, family, and creative. We can't work in an environment where we have to massage little yesterday's grown, oversized egos. So what I'm saying simply is, there is always an opportunity in this industry. But when you get the door opens and you get that opportunity, hold on with both your hands and make sure the world never forgets who you are.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.